Oh man.
Kylie Jenner sold 51% of her cosmetics brand for $600 million.
Saw that.
She's the youngest getting it. She's fucking killing it.
Insane.
She's self-made. Shout out to Kylie.
I don't
To
know
an
about
extent.
self-made, but she's made.
She's self-made in the
She's self-made.
in the
She made herself.
Yeah, I mean, well, like in the context of like,
I mean, I think
she
she
did it
works
on her
hard, yeah.
own, and like, you know, as far as like,
You know,
getting those brand deals
She
and
didn't
shit.
even like inherit the family business.
Exactly.
You know, she just has rich parents who probably helped her get going. I mean,
Yeah,
I,
like
I
connections.
understand how for people whose parents work at Walgreens, that is
Exactly.
really weird for them to even consider the idea that Kylie is a self-made billionaire. But I'm sorry, it's like, if we had proof that they had given her like millions of dollars to start this thing, I would kind of think differently about it. I mean, she was born famous, and then she started a company off of her fame, which she, to her credit, she has cultivated. Everybody else is, not losers, but like has not done anything close to what she has done. You know, Rob has all the same advantages as her. All of her sisters have all the same advantages as her, and she's the one getting dick from Mr. Astro World and getting fucking billions of dollars. I'm just saying. And I know it's not fair because if she was born with parents who worked at Walgreens, then maybe best case scenario, by this time she would be a fucking manager at Mac, and that would be her equivalent of killing it. She started out with something to work with. But I'm just saying, it's fucking impressive, and people don't need to shit on her for it.
I don't think that anyone should shit on her at all. I don't think that the term self-made works for her. I think, like, yes, she
Like
has an
half-made.
entrepreneurial spirit, and I think she was great at that, but entirely self-made, I don't
Like,
know.
you didn't
I
build
don't
it
know
from the
about-
ground
Yeah,
up,
you didn't
you
build it
know.
from the ground up. You had a very head start,
Okay,
lucky head
but
start.
thought experiment. Jay-Z, self-made,
Okay.
right? We'd all agree. His parents were broke, basically. Then
Sean Puffy Carter?
Sean Puffy Carter Combs, yes.
Combs, he
I'm just
combs.
joking. I'm being funny.
If Sean Carter,
Yep.
let's say his mom's average income his entire life was, whatever, $50,000 or less. If Jay-Z's mother if his mother had, just so happened to, let's say his mother won the lottery at one point in her life, and his whole life was pretty smooth. Grew up in a pretty nice area in New York and had like a good amount of money and stuff. Let's say that his mom like had a couple $1 million and he lived a relatively comfortable life. Could we look at what he accomplished, say everything else is the same except how he was brought up, and say that he was self-made? I'd say yes. If I had $1 billion, am I self-made? My parents had decent jobs. It's like, am I entirely self-made when my parents fucking,
Yeah, 'cause-
no, to me, I would definitely consider myself self-made. But say my parents, on average, I would say that both of my parents combined during most of my life probably made like in the ballpark of $100,000 a year. Let's say it was $1 million a year. Am I still self-made? I think
Yeah,
so, and
because
I think I might have been afforded roughly the same shit that Kylie was kind of afforded.
But it's not. But it's not about like the money amount that your parents had. It's the fact that like
The fame
the
is a big deal.
fame and
Yeah,
like
for sure. I
their
think
whole family being in that
exactly.
business already.
Because I think that to some extent, everybody gets help from their parents and
Right.
fucking got raised by their parents.
Yeah.
But
Except the most unlucky of us,
Yes.
know?
So basically, anybody who was born and had a mom or dad or both is not self-made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, it is like more impressive when you see somebody like Jay-Z become a billionaire and he started with jack shit.
Yeah.
And she started out
That's the only
famous.
difference,
She
yeah.
started out, she was never hurting for money. I get it.
And
but
these brands are probably already running to her like, oh my God, Kylie.
yeah, I don't know.
and you have to think that like she just has what's a word?
600 million. God damn.
A lot
Fat
of money.
ass.
A lot of money. I wouldn't say. I'm not gonna say that,
She
but
did a fat ass though.
It is pretty nice.
she just her age and her generation she's like at the perfect like age
Yeah.
point of all those sisters because she's what all those little girls want to be and look up to, and the Instagram generation. Like, yes, Kim is that, but she's a little bit older, and so
Yeah.
is Courtney and the other one. And
Do we know what percentage of ownership Jeffree Star has of his makeup brand? Because that's what I would be interested in. Because her taking the $600 million for half of it is and giving up ownership is interesting because it's sort of like her saying that she thinks that this is the most that she's going to be able to grow the business on her own.
Yeah.
and that this partner is going to make it way, way bigger from here.
I saw just one line and it was saying something about like overseas launch and shit like that. So maybe this company,
It's like
wish,
helping her.
yeah, I wish that we had better podcasting, but
We need information.
Any information.
But,
Steroids.
maybe they're-
I mean, that's to me. You should be coming in here with the information about girlish
makeup.
topics.
Fucking makeup, all right?
You wear makeup.
Fuck you
You ever
guys.
wore makeup?
Okay,
Yes,
well,
actually.
sorry, but I don't
Gay.
wear Kylie Cosmetics.
Why not?
I'm not 15.
Did you get your Shane palette?
No, but I did
What is
see
that?
the documentary, and I saw they had a billboard on Fairfax.
Had
And I was like,
hair
oh my
in
god.
it. Had
What the
hair
fuck is
in it.
that?
I got my Shane palette. Had some hair in it.
You should do a makeup thing on
Keemstar
your...
was just saying that he's doing one.
You should do one on your new family channel.
Keem
Like,
Cosmetics.
don't fucking ask me if I'm gonna have a baby or getting married.
No,
It's
what
so
about the
rude.
Lena palette? That makes sense to me. The Lena and Adam palette.
Oh my god, he throws himself into the makeup palette.
You'd make like
Half
weird
of it
ass-
is for her. Who has ever done a
You would
couple's
make like
palette?
weird like Adam.
Has it ever been done?
Adam
I don't know.
jizz.
I don't think so.
Adam jizz is
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
white cream.
Half of it is shit you really want to wear, and the other side is like still good colors but funny names because I'm a jokester.
You're so
Is
funny.
that going to be for the gays or is that for the girls too? But just
Yeah, the gays can rock it for sure. No, because I feel like I have to have my fucking James Charles style like makeup like on
Yeah,
the cover. It has to be me and her looking like very like.
you're such a
I'm
fucking
definitely
head
coming
ass.
for the gays. Yeah. No,
You
but
should do that. Fuck
the
it.
question is because like Keemstar saying that he's doing a palette. It's like
What?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said he was doing
Yeah,
a
do like a
YouTube
makeup thing.
tutorial
no,
makeup
he's doing
thing.
a fucking palette. He said Keemstar Cosmetics.
No,
Bro,
you're
what-
joking.
He said it on the fucking podcast.
With what company?
I don't know.
Revlon,
With fucking
Mac.
Kylie,
literally. Wow.
Whoa, that's
Fenty.
Oh my god, imagine.
I know so many names.
Keem Fenty.
Mac.
Honestly,
Sephora.
Do I know Sephora?
oh,
That's, yeah, I guess that's a company that they do makeup too.
There's got to be more, right?
There's a lot more.
imagine you walk into Sephora and you see Keemstar's just face just plastered all
The
over.
question
Yeah, I
is
guess
though.
looking at Keemstar's face makes me want to buy that makeup.
It's funny though because he has a mega like
got a
rap.
nice-ass beard,
He has a
too.
fanatic audience. Like they buy whatever he's tries to get them to buy, but they're all dudes. They don't wear makeup. But
Are you sure he wasn't trolling?
no, I said he was going to do it. I mean, it's a real thing. Like you can, it's a real
Interesting.
option. Like I mean, listen, I don't have that very big percentage
I
of
guess
like
you
girl
could do
fans.
no jumper cosmetics.
But if it was a Lena and Adam palette and the Lena one, I don't know. Cause it's like, I don't think that like a jokey palette really works. I think that you have to do shit that people really want to do. But it
Yeah.
would be funny if somehow like you have the two different sides and it's sort of,
I mean, this is not a bad idea. I'm not gonna lie, but
I think it's hilarious.
but do we, the interesting thing to me is the Keemstar Cosmetics one. Cause he has no female tie-in. It's just him. I don't know.
yeah. Hey, well, I mean, I guess
feel
we'll
like
see
he was
if
joking,
it comes out.
but
He might
I
have
mean,
been
we'll see when it comes out.
I don't even know, like all the shit that's in the palette. What is that? Like, what part of your face are you putting that on? Just whatever.
Palettes are usually eyeshadow palettes.
Okay, so that's such a big part of what you're doing that you got to really target that.
Yeah, people like there's a lot of different.
Poop green,
Definitely, no one's gonna want to
Like-
put that on their fucking
like-
face.
yellow,
like glitter cum, shit like that.
yeah, cum white.
Oh God. I wish there was another female here.
Every
Can we have Lena on one
all
of
her
these?
side, no, all her side is like sweet, funny, like realistic ones, and then mine is just
Like
diarrhea
plum-
brown.
like plum purple or some shit like
I
that.
like that. That's my character. Is that everything? No, I want it to
Everything
be
is
all
poop.
tough shit. Money green, gunmetal gray.
They already have those.
Really?
Yeah,
30 Glock gunmetal gray.
they don't have that.
30 clip extendo hanging out of the gunmetal gray.
anus blood red.
Little Zan white.
What?
Little Aaron Green.
That's you.
Oh God, how long have we been drinking?
Oh my god.
Hour
How do
20.
you guys feel? I can keep going.
I want to talk about my butthole. Just kidding.
God.
So
When you say stuff like that, I just cannot tell if you're joking because you could have like a very plausible story about your fucking asshole. This,
Listen.
Yeah,
asshole
they'd be like,
that.
by the way, so yesterday.
Yesterday,
My butt.
I got my ass ate by this porn star.
so I have an Australian accent now.
I don't
Oh,
know.
that
Listen,
that was an
That
Australian.
was an Australian.
It was Adam accent.
I just want to say that, well, number one of the topics is like Melly versus Melvin album. What are we going to talk about? We haven't heard it yet. It's not out yet.
Fucking Yuri.
FYI, Yuri,
Bad
they don't like
topic.com.
talking about things that haven't dropped yet. Trust me, I've
Haven't
already been
happened
yelled
yet.
at many times.
I just
about
don't know what we're going to say about an unreleased album that is basically just a bunch of scraps from before
it.
he
The
got locked
album
up.
cover's cool. I have something to say about it.
Two
The
pictures.
most played out thing in rap, and I'm sorry, Melly, I'm sure your album's
to
great. The most played out thing in rap is to do an album that's like me versus the other side of me. The Dex album, Dex versus Dexter. Nelly, Sweat versus Suit. Fucking
How do you remember that?
Everybody in the history of rap has done this. It's lame. It's bad. It's stupid. It's not creative.
House phone versus Monte coming soon.
Exactly.
DeMonte versus
Cam
House
Girl
Phone.
versus Kim.
That would make a great album. DeMonte, you talking to House Phone. Oh my god,
Adam
that's
versus
actually a great.
Adam.
I'm gonna do it now. Thank you.
Lena
Adam-
versus Lena.
Versus Lena. Lena
said
versus the plug. Adam versus
Adam
22.
versus.
But motherfuckers won't stop doing it. Look
Gra-
at Melly versus Melvin. It's not even out yet.
I
They're
mean,
doing
a lot
it.
of people feel like they have two sides of them. You know, the real
Exactly.
them and the
Think of a
exterior
more
them.
creative way to get it across.
What about 3 sides?
Exactly. Boom.
Boom.
Triple album.
Melly versus Melvin versus
Versus-
YMW Melly.